You might remember this old truck right here. It's been almost a year. Give it a couple more weeks and it will be a year since I got this thing running. One of my subscribers gave it to me and it was really stuck. We worked on it, finally got it unstuck, finally got it running, drove it home. That's where it's set for several months now. I got some plans for it and I'll tell you about it here in just a minute. For those who don't know, it is a 1981 Ford F100 Custom. Oh yeah. If I recall, it don't have any rust holes. It's got surface rust. I think it's got a pretty good patina. We do have a big old dent in the door. We'll pop that out. And two, it's got a sticker of a bull on either door. I don't know what it used to be used for, but I like that sticker. Yes, sir. We're gonna leave that on there. It does have a 351. It's in rough shape. Yep. Let me get the wheels and tires on it. They're not on there because I've robbed those for a project or two over the last year. Let me get them put on. We'll get it started. I won't get it in front of the shop. And well, if you recall, the bed is full of junk. There's some sucker plucker in here somewhere. Let me tell you, that stuff stinks. I'm not smelling that in the shop the whole time I'm working on this. So I want to get that out and get that bed cleaned out. Then we'll get it in the shop and I'll tell you what my plans are. Well, I got the front wheels on. I got a battery in it. It's ready to try to start. And I thought, well, we'll empty it right here. So I got most of the junk out. It's right over here. That bucket there. That is a bucket of parts for, looks like tobacco setter. And then other stuff, I don't know, it's just a bunch of junk. I can start a garden now with the utensils I got out of it. There's a shovel with the end of it gone. Is that a heart-shaped shovel? I guess so. And then whatever you call this, I don't know if that'd be a spade or not. I redid my landscaping here a couple weeks ago, and I need to do edging around it. You know, dig it out. Well, I can use that for that. I got my handsaw and a rake. Is that just a regular garden rake or is that some other type of rake? I don't know. I'm not a gardener or a farmer. And got this too. This is what you call a lively land. For those who don't know what a lively land is for, if you want to cut some grass, you just swing it. Just like it right there. And it'll cut that grass. Oh yeah. Anyway, what else we get out? Oh, 3 white wagon wheels. Remember, 2 of them were on the front. I wish I had 4, then it'd be a set. But anyways, the sucker plucker, I think, was in this box. Sucker control. Well, the gallon jug is gone. So evidently, I took that out of here a while back. Also, Orthene 97. I don't know. I'm not a farmer. This has never been opened, but there's nothing in it. There's no holes anywhere for it to escape. What is this? Net weight is only 0.773 pounds. That ain't much. You backer farmers, what do you use that for, and why is it so light? Anyways, I'm gonna put the rest of this in a big old trash bag. Get this camper shell off here. We'll get it in the shop. Got the bed cleaned out. When we get it around to the other side of the shop, I'm gonna spray all this out. Right now we gotta get her started. Once I get her started, I gotta pump up a couple of tires. So let us see if this old wore out piece of junk will actually start. It'll take it a minute for the fuel to get up from the gas tank. Let's give her a little shot. That choke is working too. Pretty amazing. Oh yeah. She still knocks like I don't know what to do. Man, that sounds terrible. it should have plenty of time to get the fuel up here, unless I don't have it plugged in. I don't think I got it sticking in the gas tank. Do I? No, sir. What in the devil's wrong with my brain? I'm telling y'all, my brain is shot. I didn't even have the hose sticking in the gas tank. There she goes. Oh yeah. Well, I finally got the old hunk of junk in here. It didn't want to come up the little hill right there. No, sir, it didn't want to run at all. It's a little cooler outside now, so that might be why. Anyways, let me very quickly run you through my plans for this old truck. We're going to pull the motor out because it's pretty much toast. If you remember, I think it had like 5 psi of oil pressure. Yeah, that ain't going to cut it. Anyways, we're going to pull that out. I'm going to rebuild it. I'm going to do more than rebuild it, though. We're going to stroke it. It's going to be a 393 cubic inch motor. Going to put a 4-barrel on it. I'm pretty sure I'm going to buy me a set of aluminum heads for it. We're going to spend a little bit of money, but I'll tell you more about the stroker. They call it a poor man stroker. I'll tell you a little more about that here in a little while. Anyways, pull the motor out. I'm going to stroke it. Of course, we got to drop her down. I'm not sure how much. Quite a bit, probably. 4, 5, 6 inches. We'll just have to see. I got to study on all that. Got some dents we need to get out. Got one right here. Got one in the door. And then probably gonna take something and just knock the loose paint off. And then we may just clear coat it just like it is with actual paint this time, not the floor polish. Yeah, that stuff turns white a little bit in the sun. So yeah, we might actually clear coat this. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do a matte satin gloss. I ain't made up my mind yet. This side over here, there's one little dent right here. Got to get out. But wait, there's more. We're gonna take a trip of the old truck. Yes, sir, we sure are. 550 mile trip one way. I ain't gonna tell you where. I'm not gonna tell you what we're gonna do when we get there. You'll just have to wait and see. But for now, let's get this old motor out here and get it tore down. I got the wooders and antifreezes draining whilst we wait on that. Let's get the carburetor device off and, well, just whatever we can find. Alright, there's the carburetor device. Well, wait a minute, we hung on to something. Come on, man. There's a good tube bubble. What else? What else? I got power steering lines, got radiator hoses. Well, when I get everything undone, I'll be back and we'll pull her out. Well, I'm trying to get the radiator out. And some dummy put a carriage bolt over here. I can't get nothing on the nut underneath here. And then I don't know what they've done. I'm a little angry about it. That's all I can tell you. Let me see if I can't get these bolts out, and then maybe we'll get the radiator out. We're probably not going to use this radiator, but I still don't want to tear it up. It might come in handy on another vehicle. You never know. Come on out, come on out. I got everything done up top. We got to get the driving shaft, speedometer cable, transmission cooler line, transmission mount, exhaust, and I think that'll do it. So yeah, took care of that. Now, I don't know if this little dude will fit in that transmission, but I hope it does. So we don't get a whole bunch of transmission fluids everywhere. No, sir, does not fit. Wait a minute. Yeah, it does. Oh, look at there. All right, there's the speedometer cable. Put this bolt back in the hole so you don't lose it. And I'm going to get something to stick in that hole. Let me find a plastic bag. That way when we're, bringing it out, it's going to tilt and all the fluids are going to come out there. Yep. What is next? Cooler lines. There's one right there. All right, let's see if we get any fluids that come out of this. All right, let's see if we get any fluids that come out of this. All right, let's see if we get any fluid. Why won't this come off of there? Yeah, we're getting a wee bit out. All right, I'll tell you what. Let's take, I don't really know what we're gonna do because that cross member is on top of the frame. This has got to go up and over. Well, I think what we're gonna do is take this whole transmission mount loose because these stick down instead of bolts. I don't know why Ford does that. Thanks, Ford, appreciate it. So let me take that mount loose real quick. Oh yeah, they're real tight too. What in the devil? All right, there's one. Let me get this other one out. Ooh. Let me cut the exhaust approximately right in this area. Now, last thing, gotta get these motor mount bolts. Wait a minute. I got my shift linkage. Ta-da! I think that's pretty much everything, best I can tell anyways. Let's get this thing out of here. Well, I'm ready, with the exception of the hood. I got a bolt right here. All it does is spin. So I got to get it cut off some kind of way so I can get this hood out of the way. Then we pull this motor out. It just spins. Let me cut the head of that bolt off. What in the world? Will it come loose now? Oh yeah, look at there. Oh yeah! There's a lot of rust in there. Well, as you can see, I've got the wheels off, trying to get this down as much as I can, give me as much clearance as I can. So, let's see what I left hooked up. Well, we got transmission fluid going everywhere, so that's good. Oh, you know what it is? I forgot to plug the speedometer hole. Yep, sure did. Oh well. Alright, I got something plugged in the hole, so maybe we won't make a mess. See if we can't get this out of here. Let's see now. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. What am I ripping loose? The transmission cooler lines. Yep. All right. And the starter wire. Forgot it. Yep. Let's see. All right. It should come out now. Ta-da! All right, let's get this thing torn apart. We'll start with the exhaust. Come on, man. Yahoo! Yahoo! I think I'll get the starter out of the way next. Then we'll get the converter bolts. Alright. Well, I guess we need to get the torque converter bolts out next. Rear main is leaking a little bit, so I see some oil running down. Torque converter is loose. Let's take them transmission bolts loose. Oh me. Look at there, and look at there. Oh yeah. Got her on the engine stand. Let us tear it apart. Last piece of the front end, where are the bolts? This is one thing I do like about Ford. You pull the timing chain cover off without having to drop the oil pan. It makes a cam change or timing chain set change much easier. Let's see if we can get this here intake off here real quick like. I think I know what year this motor is. On the valve cover sticker, it said D9, and right here it says D9. I believe that means 79. But we'll look at the block number here in a little bit and determine it for sure. All right. Let's see if we can get this here little fella off of here. These are very tiny ports, intake and exhaust. Wow, man, they are little. Huh. All right, get this thing off here. Come on, man. Come on, man. Oh yeah, she got some wear. I mean, I've dealt with a lot worse, but definitely got some wear. Here we go. I'm getting wooder everywhere. Everywhere. The lifters don't want to come out of the bores, so I just got them pulled up as far as they'll go. I don't know why, but the cam don't want to come out, so we're going to force it to come out. How about that? Oh, yeah. All right, it is time for the most important question of the evening. Is this a stock bore or has it been bored? According to the calipers at the very top of the bore where there shouldn't be any wear, we got 4 inches and 10 thousandths. We're good. Yep. There's some wear, but I have seen a whole lot more. Yep. So I think we're good on that. Let me knock these lifters through. We'll flip it over, get the pistons and crank out, and we'll be done. That journal looks pretty doggone good, but the bearing is showing color. Oh yeah. Having trouble coming out of the ridge. Let me get something to whoop on it with. There it goes. All right, let's look at this piston real quick, like. It's not bad. It's definitely reusable. The rings are loose, except for, yeah, the oil ring's loose too. Yeah. Look at that dish though. That's something you'd put in a blower car, turbo. Good gracious alive. The top bearing is down in there, but the bottom one, it's got some wear. For the bottom to be wore, that means she didn't have much oil pressure. No, sir. Goodness. There it went. Well, that's good. Just drop the piston on the floor. Yeah. Yeah, that bearing's wore pretty bad too. A lot of copper color showing. Other than that, it ain't bad though. Except for where I jammed it on the concrete. Got all the pistons out. Let's get these main caps off and see what they look like. All right, what do we look like? Well, there went a bolt. Let me get a rag. It's got wear. Yep. It needs turning. I mean, it's not just eat all to pieces, but yep, definitely has some wear to it. What about this one? Well, we left the bearing on the crank. About the same. It's got wear, but it ain't just, you know, eat all the pieces. All right, let me get this crank out of here. I imagine the rest of them look the same. And then I'll flip it back over and check out all the cylinder walls. All right, little buddy. Come on out of there. Oh, yeah. Really, really heavy. Oh, yeah. Well, we got her completely tore apart. I got the cylinders wiped down. I'm curious to see which cylinder is the worst, because if y'all recall, this thing here was stuck really, really bad. I'm amazed that it ever ran, because it took forever to get it to break free, and it didn't want to let go. No, sir. Anyway, I got all the cylinders wiped out, and I don't know how well it's going to show up, but they all got some pitting in them. See that right there in the middle of the screen? And then that there is kind of bad, but this fella right here, that's the problem child. Yep, it's the worst of them all. I guarantee you, that's the one right there that had us locked up. These over here, they ain't too bad. You know, we got some surface rust there. Yes, sir, I believe that. And right over yonder was the problem child. But I'm glad that it ain't been bored. We can work with it. Now let me flip it back over and find the number on the block and see if it is a 79. Because what was it? The valve cover over yonder said D9 and something else. Oh, the EGR, I think. Anyway, let's flip it over and look at the numbers. Well, as you can see, I've done it cleaned up. Got the tools cleaned up. I got that in the thing of purple pyre. I had already done a video portion showing y'all the casting numbers, and well, I realized I ain't got a clue what I'm talking about. So I'm having to redo that part. Let me show you real quickly what year this block is. You can see this is D4AE -6015 AA1. Well, the D4AE is a date code, but it's when this block was designed, first put in production, whatever you want to call it. The 6015, that's part number. That means engine block. AA1, that's a revision of this design. Well, let's break the date down. D is 7 or 70s, the decade. 4 is the years, it'll be 74. I forgot what that means. I think that is what this was put in. I don't know what A is. You know, it could be like a Bronco or Mustang or whatever. I don't remember what the A is, but that's what it means. Then the E means it's in the engine group. Of course it is, because it's an engine block. Now, to know the actual date code, it's these numbers right here. I can't really tell what they are right now. Let me wipe that down, and we'll figure out what year this is. All right, I cleaned it up. You can see a little bit better. That 4KB right there, that's your actual date code. That's when this was actually cast. 4 is a year, K's month, 8 is the day of the month. Here's the kicker though. This D4, remember I said that's 74. That's when this block was first designed, first put in production. Well, it could have ran for 20 years, meaning this block could be a 94. You'd have to look this number up to see how long this actual part ran. Well, it seems to be confusing because some Ford guys say it's 71 through 74. That's not right because the D4 means 74. That's when it started. Other guys say 74 through 77. That block was made just like this with maybe a few revisions. If that's true, then it is a 74. Well, it's actually 75 because it was made in October, and that was probably made for the 75 year model. So it's probably 75 block, which is okay. And then you got the heads. I want to know what they were. So you got a date code here, or a casting number, D8OE. AB, I guess, is another revision. That just means this design started in 78. I don't know where the date code is. You can see they're pretty nasty, and I don't feel like cleaning them up. But going by that, we know this head did not originally come on that block because this ended in, or this was made in 74 for the 75 year model. Anyways, it gets confusing. Yep, it confuses me, and it seems to confuse some of the Ford guys online too. Anyways, I got to go in the house and order a bunch of parts now that we know what we got and what we're doing. I'm glad that has not been bored out. And I don't think I told y'all this. Here's why it's called a poor man's stroker. You buy a stroker crank, use stock rods, and then you buy 302 pistons. The reason you're using 302 pistons is compression height. You're making it a longer stroke, so something has to get shorter, whether it's rods or the pistons. Well, we're using stock rods. The only thing left is the piston. The compression height has to shrink. You use a 302 piston, and it all works out. Anyways, I got to get in the house and get all that ordered. I don't know when we'll get it. When we get it, we'll start putting this motor back together, and we'll put that back in there and let it clean some more. And we'll be waiting on parts. Till the next day. Yep, it's still here. It ain't went nowhere. I got a dude in here too. We got to do a little bit of something to him. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But let me show you this. I went shopping last night. Well, if you're on my Facebook page, you know I went shopping. I just didn't tell you what I was going to get. Well, here it is. We got us some Edelbrock heads. Yes, sir. They showed up on Marketplace. Very, very highly discounted. Brand new. Never been bolted on. $500 cheaper than what you'd go buy it at Summit or Jegs. I was like, yep, got to have them. I've been looking for heads for this motor for weeks. Been looking for all kind of parts. Well, you'll find them on Marketplace, and then, of course, the people won't answer. So, anyway, I got these. They are E205. Right there, look at that. That's really important. Made in the US and A. Oh, yeah. The 205 is talking about the runner volume, intake runner volume. 205 cc's. You've got 170, 180, 185, 195, 205, 215, 225. That, like I said, is talking about the volume here. The bigger that is, the more air to flow. But you don't want to put a big head. That's what that referred to, a big head, this big volume. You don't want to put a big head on a small motor. You wouldn't want these on a 302 unless it's an all-out race motor, turning, 7-8 grand. Then you might want them. This is a street motor, so you want something a little smaller. It'll help on your low-end torque, mid-range torque, and all that. I was looking for 195s when I come across these, and I was like, they're so cheap, I got to have them. 205s will be good because we're building a bigger motor. It's 394. I told y'all 393. Well, it's going to be a 394 cubic inch because I'm going 40 thousandths over bore. I think these do pretty good. Anyway, like I said, it's 205 on the intake. Exhaust is 62 cc. Combustion chamber. Well, Edelbrock don't list that. I did find it on Jegs, and they claim it's a 60 cc. You need to know that to figure out compression ratio and what type of piston to get. So I may CC them in a little while just to make sure what they are. But they claim they're 60 cc. The springs They're good for 650 lift. That's plenty. We're probably not going to be much over 500. Of course, it's got screw-in studs, guide plates. We'll have to have hardened push rods. Yes, sir. I've never bought this. First time I've ever bought brand new heads. Yep, sure is. Anyways, I spent a lot of time last night looking for parts for this motor. Let me tell you, Ford, it's not as popular as a small block Chevrolet. I can buy pretty much anything for that motor there and get it in a day or two. Not so on a small block Ford. They're still plentiful, but you can't get them as quick. I've spent a lot of time looking for exactly what I want, trying to get the cheapest and trying to get it here pretty quick. Most of the stuff will be here in 3 or 4 days, so we can't work on the motor just yet. I don't want to start boring it till I get the pistons and I can measure them, mic them. Yeah, we'll have to wait on that. I did go to Ireland a few minutes ago. Got a bunch of brake parts. We might put them on a little bit. We'll talk about that in a minute. Right now, though, dude, I like to run out of gas the other day. Yep, I was going to O'Reilly's, I think. Just past the gas station. And he went spit and sputtering. Oh, crap. So I turned around, and luckily I made it back to the gas station, but the gas gauge is stuck on full. Yep. So I bought a gas gauge and a fuel sending unit months ago. Just been putting it off. So we're going to do that. And the boost gauge right here, there's something wrong with it because it only reads like 3 pounds of boost. I know that's not right. It should be 7 to 9 pounds. So we're going to change that out. The carb is giving me some issues. Like if you're sitting at a red light for very long, I think the gas may be boiling. Sit at a red light for any amount of time. Then you go to take off. You're giving it gas, and just off idle, it'll quit. It'll throw you forward, and if you keep mashing on the gas, it'll pick back up and it'll slam you back in the seat. Sometimes it'll go to bucking and jumping. It makes me look like an idiot taking off from red light. Yep, so I'm tired of that. I don't know that we'll fool with that today, but sometime soon we're going to have to. I may try a carb spacer, try to keep the carburetor cool, because that blower, you know, it gets pretty warm. Anyways, that's what we're going to work on right now. So let us get busy and get that gas gauge fixed. Got to get the seat out of the way so we can get to that sending unit. Let us get this here sending unit out of here. This new one, I don't remember where I got it. Like I said, it's been several months ago. It might have come from Classic Industries. I don't remember. Anyways, let's get this here out of here. Get the new one put in. I think this sending unit may be good, so I'm not going to throw it away. Yeah, we'll put it up to keep it. But the gauge, I'm pretty sure it's the issue. All right, now what I want to do, oh, how much gas we got in here. It looks like it's probably half full. Let's just see right here. All right, right there. Where are we at right there? No, that's probably 2/3. Reason why I want to know that is, you know, in case this is off, we might need to bend this arm a little bit. So I'm only gonna put this in there and just put one screw in it. And then once we get the gauge hooked up, we can see how accurate we are. Well, hello, Mr. Stinkbug. How are you doing, bud? Let's get you out of here, you stinking thing. Get out of here. Get out of here. No. Get out of here. Get out of here. There you go. All right, let me get the gauge changed out real quick. Y'all ain't gonna believe me unless I show you, but see this wire right here? I did not unhook that wire. No, sir. That's why the gauge wasn't working. Yep. This probably comes from the ignition switch. When I changed this out, I had to change it out here a while back. That wire, either I didn't hook it up or it just come loose. Yep. So there's nothing wrong with the gauge. Nope. Let's go ahead and change it out though, because my new one, it's white. These are white, so they'll sort of match. Let's change her out. Well, let me show you this right here. It works. It takes us a second. It's showing 1/4. I'm gonna leave it, you know, we had like 1/3. I'd rather read low than high, you know, that way I won't be running out of gas. But watch this. I'm going to jiggle this ignition key. Watch that volt gauge. Yeah. We got another bad ignition switch. I guess you just can't buy one of them that's worth crap at all. I'll have to do some research and get a good one this time, because I'm tired of changing out. This will be the third one in a year or so. Yep, a little ridiculous. Anyways, let me change the boost gauge out, and then we'll take the thing down the road and see if that boost gauge is going to read any better. Well, what I thought would be 5 minutes on the boost gauge, no sir. There it is. I don't know why I bought it, but it changes colors. I don't care. I want white, but I probably bought it because it was the cheapest one. That's how I am. Anyways, you have to hook power up to it because it's got a memory. It's got a button here. You run through all the colors, and well, then the hose. It's different. You know, every boost gauge ever made, from the beginning of time, had a ferrule fitting. This one, no sir. It's got a rubber hose that slips over, and then you clamp it. So I got to change my hose out, and then I got to change my fitting under the hood here. So let me get that done, and then maybe we can take her down the road and see what kind of actual boost we're making. Finally got the boost gauge hooked up and wired up, and well, just watch this. Turn the key on, and it lights up, and it does not go off. It sure don't. Plus, it ain't reading zero. Should be reading zero with the motor off. Yes, sir. I don't know. You can't buy nothing worth crap no more. But we can change colors, so that's awesome. Yep. Anyways, let me clean these tools up. We'll head down the road and see what kind of boost reading we get. All right, let's see what this boost gauge shows us. I know cruising it would be about 15 inches of vacuum with the other gauge. Let's see what this in here does. it is the next day again, and well, I didn't get nothing done yesterday. Sure didn't. Well, I got a lot of thinking and figuring done on this. And of course, we worked on Dude, and then I had to do some running around. That's about it. But look at here. It looked like Santa Claus come today. I was only expecting to get this fella right here today. The crank. Yep. That is an Eagle crank, by the way. It's cast, not forged. I didn't see no need in getting a forged one, but there it is right there. And they brought me, I believe this is rod bearings, cam bearings, main bearings, time and chain set. There's my rings. I got a new dampener. This is what they call a retrofit kit. We're turning it into a roller block. And then you use this right here to do that. We'll go through that when the time comes. And these are U-bolts because we're doing axle flip. The axles are under the springs right now. Well, I want to lower it. So you put the axle over the spring. It's going to drop it about 4 inches in the front. And then after we get the motor in, we'll lower the front. I think I'm just going to cut some coils out of the springs until I get it where I want it. But anyway, it's a pretty good haul. Yep, and then of course that's all my brake stuff from the other day. And heads are down there. I'm excited. Oh yeah. Monday, I'll call the machine shop and say, look here, I got all my parts. When do you want me to bring it? We got to bring the crank, rod bearings, pistons, rings, of course wristbands there, and the rods. I got to separate the rods off the pistons here in a little bit. But yeah, I'm getting pretty doggone excited. Yep. Anyway, now about Dude, that boost gauge, it showed, I looked at the video last night, it showed about 7 to 8-ish peak. I guess that ain't bad. But that same blower was on the Trans Am many years ago, and it would do 7 or 8 PSIs with a bigger blower pulley. So I don't know, I don't understand that. Anyway, it seems to be working. I think right now, I really don't know where to start. So I think what we'll start doing, let's start on the axle flip. What I got to do is I've got to get the springs loose from their hangers. So let's start there and see if we can get them bolts knocked out. That's liable to be a job because they're usually pretty stuck. May have to heat them, beat on them. Anyway, get the axle out from under here. See if we can't get it on top. Well, I can't do that. No, sir. We can go ahead and get stuff loose, but I'm waiting on my spring purchase. Yep. I got my bolts, but they're supposed to be here today, but it said by 10 p.m. So we probably won't get them in time to put them on. We can start doing that, and I don't know, we'll pull the gas tank out, and there's several things to be done. We'll get to doing something here in just a minute. I reckon we'll start with the hardest part. Try to get these bolts out. That's not going to be fun, I'm telling you. I can't even get a socket on this side here. That nut is so rusty, I got to beat this wrench on. So let me get a hammer, and we'll go to yanking on this wrench, and hopefully it's going to break free, but I got a feeling this is going to put up a fight. Oh, yeah. Whoop the devil out of it with a hammer! Well, how much rust to fall off if I hit this? Quite a bit. Big old shirt dauber's nest come off too. All right. Oh yeah, that ain't doing anything. Shoo! I smell sucker plucker real bad all of a sudden. Goodness gracious, that stinks. Well, it's turning. Oh, the whole bolt's turning. Never mind. Let me get me a socket on here and see if that'll help any. Well, I'm at a loss for words. I can't believe that come off that easy. Now, will this here come out? Let me get me a punch and whoop on it. Actually, let's turn it with this wrench. Oh, that's the wrong wrench. Look at there. This means that something else terrible is about to happen because it's just stuff being easy like this. It don't happen around here. You sure don't. No, sir. All right. What about that coming out of there? Oh, yeah, look at there. Well, that ain't something to tell the captain. We still got a problem, though. I got to get this down so I can get the axle over it. Well, I don't know. Let me get this other one loose and then we'll worry about that. All right. Ta-da! Well, here's the issue I was talking about. See this piece here? It needs to flip up so this can come down past this mount. Well, they don't move very good. I think what I might try is go ahead and pull the U-bolts off the rear end, and then these maybe, the leaf rings may be flimsy enough where they'll just bow out and come on down. Let us try that anyway. I gotta get this shock out of the way firstly. Now, I bet $1 bazillion that we're going to cut them. What is that, a 13/16? I had one of them a minute ago. What to do with it? Here it is. I found it! See if it's come loose or not. I sprayed them with some Croil oil. Tell you what, let's get on the outside. I'm gonna lower this rack. Well, it won't it. I sprayed these with, what's it called, Croil oil. Yesterday, I think it was. Let's see if this will break them loose. Well, I am amazed. I am thoroughly amazed because that is coming loose. Sure is. Well, let me loosen the other side up. I can get this off. That is absolutely amazing right there. Awesome. If this other side does this, well, we got it made. All right, that's pretty neat. If that came loose that easy, it sure is. I could probably reuse these, but I figured they was rusted. They don't look that bad. No, sir. We'll use the new ones anyway. Let me go do the other side. We'll scoot this out of the way and then try to get these to drop down. Going up. Oh crap, that's gonna fall on me. It's gonna twist. It sure is. I don't want it to hit me. Alright. Well, I gotta get brake lines loose, emergency cable, brake cables loose. Yeah, then we can get this thing out of here. Well, I got it loose. So let's drag it out from under here and see if we can't get them springs to drop down. There's one 93 end removed from this truck. All right, let's raise it back up. See if we can't get them springs to flop down. All right, now let us see if we can raise this up and get this over. I think it's going to work. Let me get over in here, see what we can do with it. Yeah, turn that just a wee bit. Ooh, maybe not. That darn fender brace is right in the way. There we go. You come by it then. We're still in that fender brace. Well, that brace has got to go. Let me move it, and I think we got it. Oh man, that hurt my hand. Bolt broke too. Now, let me set that up approximately right there, and this should come on out. Oh yeah, look at there! Get the moofler out of the way. Yes, sir. Awesome. Let me do the other side. Let us get in here. All right, I got the other side done. Let's get this exhaust out of the way. And I think we might go ahead and pull the gas tank out too. where's the nut on that? Let me get something. Is this one right here the right size? Maybe. Yeah, I think it is. Pull on that ratchet. I got one right here. All right, get this right here out of here. If I can, I may have to cut it in half. I don't know. Oh no, I can get it out. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry. I do apologize about that. Sorry. Let's see if we can get this gas tank out of here. Well, I got to have a long extinction. Well, there's a nut and a bolt. Where did my wrench go? There it is. I found it. Well, it's smaller than a half. Well, it's smaller than a 7 of the 16s. It is not a 3/8. I have run across a few metric bolts on this truck. That really angers me too. Yes, it does. It is a 10 mama. Oh yeah, let's get this tank out of here now. Ow, man, it hurts my hand so bad. Well, that might not be a 1/2 inch nut there because it ain't acting right. No, sir. I don't have any deep well metric, I don't think. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll make it a 1/2 inch. How about that? I now christen you as a 1/2 inch nut. Well, we're going to have to cut that bolt because it ain't a moving. Nope. Let's try this other one up here real quick. Why can't that other one do that? I don't know that I can get this cutter up in there. Interesting. I only cut about half the nut. I couldn't get to the whole thing. There it went. There it went. All right, now let me get these lines loose in this electrical connector. Come on. All right, I think it's it. There we go. Well, we gotta have a gas tank. Yes, sir. Right here's a hole. And I went to pushing on this and it just pushes in real easy. Oh yeah, see, it's just crumbling right there. Yes. Gotta have a gas tank. I was not expecting that expense, but got to have one. I think what I'm gonna do next, I gotta get these rods and pistons separated, so let's do that real quick. I would like to save these pistons. I don't really know why, because you know, it's standard bore and everything we deal with is completely wore out, so we would never have any use for them because everything would need boring out. But you never know. I would like to save them. If not, though, it ain't no big deal. Let's see if we can get this out of here. I ain't sure this socket may be too big. No, it's coming on out. Oh yeah. Ta-da! All right, I got 7 more to go. I'll be back when I get done. Last one. Ow. There's that one. I didn't mess but one up. It galled it just a wee bit in here, but I'm pretty sure if a fella wanted to reuse it, he could. Yep. All pistons are removed from the rods. Here in a little bit, we'll throw them in a purple pyre tub. I got 10 more galleons. 5 more should cover that block completely. We'll put that in there. We'll throw them in there, let them soak till Monday. I'll get them out, clean them. We'll take them to the, what's he called? The machine shop. We'll take them, the rod bearings, the crank, pistons, wrist pins, and rings, because he's got to have all that weight to measure it. And anyway, we'll get him to balance all this rotating assembly. I want to show you all this though. I cleaned this rod up. Remember the number system we talked about yesterday, was it? Maybe the day before. I don't know. Anyways, this is a C90E. Well, C is the 60s decade, and then 9 is 69. What that means is, well, the 351 came out in 69. So that means this is when that rod was first put into production. This is a 74 or 75 motor, depending on how you want to look at it. So that just goes to show you that they've been using this in these motors for at least 6 years, 5, 6 years. So yeah, that's pretty neat. I do like that numbering system about Ford. Anyways, I think we're gonna call it on this video. I've been waiting on parts, just got them today. And well, next week we're gonna have to start on that motor, get it bored, get it put together, because I need it back in the truck. I need all the weight back in the truck before I can go to lowering at least the front end. But we can't get the motor in until I figure out what I'm gonna do about it sitting sideways, or cockeyed to the passenger side. Well, let me get under here and just show you something real quick. This is looking from the back. There's the front, and you can see this cross member. This is further than this one, and that sets that motor over. And I don't really know what you do unless you swap the cross member out. I don't know if there's a V8 and a straight 6 cross member. I'm going to have to do some research on that. Here's your motor mounts where they go. I got a little room here, maybe. We might, I don't know. I just got to do some research on it. So we got to get that figured out before I can ever get the motor in it. But next week, I would like to at least get the motor bored and get it put together and get it ready to go in the truck. Next week, we probably won't be working on this because there's another project I want to do, or at least get started on it before the weather turns bad. Next week's supposed to be pretty nice. So I want to do that while we still got good weather. So we're probably going to skip a week on this, but then we'll be back on it in 2 weeks. And we'll go to working on that motor, get it put together. I'm going to say this is going to be a 3 or 4 week project. I know some of y'all don't like that, but fellas, I can't and I will not try to do all this in a week. No, sir. I'm a one-man show. I just do as I can. Anyways, appreciate y'all watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you don't mind, hit that like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends. And until next time, go do something. Blur, blur.